All right, y'all. Happy Monday. uh, it has been the longest week away I think I've experienced in a long time. It just feels like it's been a long week already and it's just started. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Dank Fupa. Oh, all right. We got a lot to cover in tonight's live. We're gonna start with the tried and true. Um, we're gonna discuss Chantal, um, her admission of being a feedy, and then probably the most depressing thing that I've ever heard uttered out of Chantal's mouth, uh, since Cuba stream. Um, Firstly, we're gonna start with that, and then we're gonna go to the admission of being a feedy. Um, with her content as of late, it's like 100%. Yeah, no camera today because for whatever reason, I went to go do a practice recording to see what my audio was going to sound like. And with my camera on and recording audio at the same time, it was cutting out my audio. And my CPU usage was up higher than normal. So I don't know what the issue there is. So for tonight, to save the trouble of messing with that, we're just doing my avatar, my cute little Bobby Hill painted as me avatar. um, but we're gonna do Chantal first. Um, this is probably the saddest shit that I've ever heard uttered out of her mouth. Bobby.
Like, people were like, "You look so lonely going out yesterday." No, I like going out by myself. I like to be alone. Like, and I'm with you guys. 500 people, you know? That- Like, people were like, "You look so lonely going out."
I did hear about the reboot, Carolyn. I saw that Bobby was supposed to be like 21. I saw like the I guess an animation still from the reboot and seeing Bobby as just a bigger boy. He looks the same. He's just bigger, and I think he even is wearing glasses if I remember the picture right. But I did see there was going to be a reboot. I wonder if my husband's going to be on board for watching it. That's like his favorite show.
That's embarrassing.
This was in a response that I know you're here. Are you going to want to watch the reboot of King of the Hill with Bobby? See how long it takes. Um, this is where Chantal was basically pissed off that is it Milk Tea? A couple of creators that are also teachers came at her for various things. I don't particularly watch their content. I guess Mr. Snowflake is also involved in this. He was or is a teacher. I'm not sure on the latter. On the lore of other creators. But she was pissy because they watch her stuff and criticize her validly for things that she shares. And this was her response of it being embarrassing that teachers are looking at her content and having commentary on it.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I don't care if I'm an eater. I get paid thousands of dollars a month to do it. So who cares? I don't want to go to school. I don't want to be a teacher. Okay? So what is that like? Why are people comparing? That's embarrassing. That's
That's crazy. So what if I'm an eater? Bitch, because you said that you don't have feeders in your fucking and your members. Of course, we're gonna. And the fact that she deleted this, it was up maybe a day. She deleted this directly after. She knew she fucked up. She knew she fucked up. Um, we're also going to be doing a little bit of an update on the Autism Mom Life. But first and foremostly, I want to talk about an update. I haven't given you guys an update on Wheelchair Rapunzel, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done any kind of update on Wheelchair Rapunzel. And that's because, honestly, outside of posting like family content, I hadn't really seen much from her. But apparently, she's been posting in her Instagram both OF content, adult themed content, as well as posting her daughter within the same social media platform, which I find so odd that women decide to do this. And I guess men too, that they decide to host both adult themed content alongside their family content. I don't like it. It puts the children in an area where it is very easily accessible for predators to get a hold of. So this was from this was from the Snark page. Actually, let me blow this up. Let me go to full screen here. Okay, let's go over that again because apparently no one heard anything that I said about this Wheelchair Rapunzel here. Alex. No, I was messing around with my audio and stuff earlier because my webcam is making my computer lag so much that it was cutting out my audio, and I must have muted the audio on this page. Carolyn. I was patiently waiting. Technical difficulties. Anyhow, Alexis here, Alex, has been posting adult themed content on her Instagram page alongside content posted of her toddler daughter. So we're posting ourselves in lingerie. And it's like obvious lingerie. It's not like, oh, mom's in a sports bra and like taking care of her kid kind of thing. You would think so, but Instagram tends to get away with a lot when it comes to adult themed content being advertised throughout its site. I see pictures and videos galore of people on that breaking point. You would think it would be, but they get away with it. There's some kind of loophole. But Alex here is posting OnlyFans themed content, advertising her adult content alongside her child's imagery and videos. I know she's gotten flack for this a lot from her community and from people following her on TikTok, from the Snark page, most definitely. And she sees no problem with it because she sees other creators doing it. But just because other creators are doing it doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? Just because another creator is profiting off of selling their adult content alongside of selling you the family content doesn't make it right. It still makes it just as gross. Exactly. Exactly. As someone who works in 18 and over industry, why would she want her other kids? The fact that she is so, I think she's fairly big on social media. She's fairly talked about. I get making extra money and people are struggling, but having it where kids are is a choice. Exactly. TikTok is really bad with this as well. Like, there are so many adult content creators that post on that site, on that platform, and they get banned and they just come right back under different names to continue posting that content, knowing that there's a possibility of children coming across it. A lot of the people just see dollar signs. It's just money. They they think that nothing bad will happen to them or nothing bad will come of their children in the matter. And it's like, you already know that they're child predators that are looking at your content hardcore because of the imagery that you show of your daughter. You would think that you'd be smarter to remove that content, but she knows that without her daughter being posted, she's not making nearly as much and getting nearly the amount of eyes on her. How did they get advertising my website? We can't say a ton of stuff for the banks to deal with us. I am not sure, honestly. A lot of it may be paid underneath the table. They may be paid outside of the sites so that it's not under the site's terms of service. I know a lot of Schmex workers that do that. They go through other avenues to get paid for the content that they create for people. Um, I think TikTok is still owned by China, if I'm not sure. I'm not sure 100%. I know there's supposed to be an upcoming ban on it, but I think at the most it's just going to change hands. I don't think it'll go away. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stuff that gets put on social media, and it's like, back in my day, I say this as a 38-year-old woman from the Midwest and has lived a good chunk of her life in the South. Uh, Back in my day, when I was younger, even in my early adulthood, the internet, I don't think, was this catastrophic to people. Like, internet can make and break people. I see people getting canceled all the time. I see people doing this kind, like exploiting their children for a cash grab. I see people uh going on and panhandling on TikTok. It's I had never seen that. Like, I feel like it's gotten worse the last 3 to 5 years. It's gotten so much worse, but it's the world we're living in. Can't do much about it now. The balls are rolling. And speaking of ball rolling and people being a little panhandly on TikTok, Bipolar Bradley, he has been consistently posting this week that his upcoming birthday in July, he is wanting donations. He is wanting people to get things off of his Amazon wish list. And we're going to pull that up here in a second and go through it, because what he is wanting is supposed to be for a business that he wants to start up to get himself on his feet again. But when y'all fucking see what is on his Amazon wish list, I laughed so hard with my husband over this wish list. I was like, this man wants to be Captain Spaulding. So let's go ahead and bring it on up. Talk.
Good night, Cody.
Not that. Not that. Not that. Get off that. All right. Yes, I follow these accounts at my own risk. So this is his Amazon wish list. First and foremost, the fucking clown shirts. Clown of the month. Clown Circus birthday. Down to the clown. Clown costume Halloween t-shirt. The rainbow flag, that's fine. You can have a gay pride shirt. I don't care. It's the rest of the shit that's giving me. We got face paint. We got more face paint. We have some overalls that I'm assuming that he's intending on tie-dyeing because he has a tie-dye kit up here, and these are like white overalls. We have a clown adult costume. Is this going to fit him? Probably not. A flag t-shirt. That's fine. I don't see that as clown, but you know, who am I? More paint, face paint. We have gag magic tricks. We have a propeller hat. We have some more cheap magic tricks, magician props. We have a coloring book. I'm assuming that's for his kid. I'm assuming so. Or we might have another Amberlynn moment type deal. And then we have clown noses. This is what the man wants you to buy from his Amazon wish list. Oh, let's see what's on his birthday wish list. Oh, well, at least we get some practical items alongside the plus size Macho Man Randy Savage costume. This is so wild. This wish list is wild. We have some t-shirts. Okay, we're getting into more practical. And then why do we have Tomb Raider? And Tony Hawk, is he wanting a Switch too? I wasn't aware that he had a Switch to be able to play on. How is he charging that? Some journaling. Okay, some stickers, a camera, some water guns, all essentials when you're living out of your vehicle, a stapler, more clown stuff, a cat camera collar. He doesn't have a pet. I really hope he doesn't have a pet. Okay, some of this stuff is getting into practical. The tent is very practical. The bike is practical. The American flag costume and cape is not practical. Why do we need this? Okay, so that's his wish list, both for his 39th birthday. Good Lord, he is. No, he's my same age. He's just a few months older than I am. Oh my God, I'm getting old. But the fact that this is his wish list is crazy. I could go on to mine, but let's not do that. But as we can see, the majority of his videos have been calls to, it's my birthday, I'm depressed, please give me money. Aren't we all?
Are you looking for the perfect birthday gift for me? Well, you can book me on Cameo today and I'll make myself a birthday video. Bada bing, bada boom, book me today. Yo, what it do, what it do? My birthday is coming up on July 20th, and I know there's some people that might want to get me some gifts. So I've got my links linked in my bio, my Amazon wish list. You could get me some things that are going to help me start my next venture, my next creative venture. So I've got some gift ideas on my wish list. They'll help me get started. Buy me something. It'd be greatly appreciated. My birthday is always a depressing time for me, and having some gifts to open up will definitely make the day a little bit better. So if you want to give me a gift, you can check out my Amazon wish list. Thanks, guys. Do you have a dad? Do you want to give him the absolute worst Father's Day gift that you could possibly think of? Hire me to give him a cameo. Book me today. Yo, what's up? I'm just checking in. I'm still doing terrible. Talk to you later. Bye. Hello. Father's Day is right around the corner. And I don't have a father because he's a piece of shit. But if you have a father, maybe you'd like to send him a cameo from me. I'll say whatever the fuck you want. Maybe your dad's a big disappointment and you want to tell him off. I'll do that. Maybe you love your dad and you want to express that to him. I can do that. Hit me up on Cameo for Father's Day. Yo, what it do? What it
I forgot about the Father's Day cameo pull that he did. Oh my god. So funny. What has he done for me lately? A lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. Oh, Bradley. And I'm not being condescending towards the fact that he is living out of his vehicle. I'm not like trying to poke fun at that. It's not a good situation, but the fact that Bradley has put himself in this situation, apparently he was functioning working member of society up until I think 5 years ago, he said. He had a mental breakdown after his girlfriend left him, and this caused a catastrophic meltdown, breakdown, whatever. He spent time in the hospital over it and has not been able to function outside of that since that happened. And that's very unfortunate. Mental health sucks. But he's now under I think it's disability. He makes some kind of payment or gets some kind of monies from the government because he's unable to function in a job situation. Apparently he attempted to go out and get a regular job and had another breakdown, so it's just not for him apparently. And so having done that, he is now living out of his car. He does have a cell phone, obviously, to be able to film these TikToks for us. And apparently he has a Switch if he's wanting games to be played on the Switch, because I didn't see that on his wish list. I see him fairly regularly when he posts videos and stuff that he's in a home. So I don't know if he's in his ex's house or a family member's house. He doesn't seem to get along with his family at all, and I'm thinking it's because they're pushing for him to get help for himself and find a job and kind of get back to being a functional person, and he chooses not to. I don't know if we know any other people like that in this community. I can think of a few that, despite having very bad mental health, surrounded by something, they still choose the latter and to do what they want, as opposed to getting help for their issues. I'm gonna save the Autism Dad Life update for afterward, or should I end with that? Because it's a little bit of a discussion. I'm not trying to be on here super long tonight. This is probably gonna be like an hour-ish long live stream. I'm still so congested from being sick. And it's just been a long week. And my computer, for whatever reason, doesn't want to function correctly. Go ahead and clear it off. Clear that off. I guess we'll start on Tennessee Tammy, because this is somebody that we haven't shown on this channel, but I did talk about them in the community post. and it has gotten some attention from her on her channel. But originally I came across this mukbanger, this highly religious, devout Christian mukbanger, just scrolling through YouTube at night and wanting to just like watch people's live streams to see what was going on. I was bored. I had nothing else to do. And I was like, I'll just scroll through. And I came across an upload that she had done. And I forget what it was called. Maybe she still has it up on her page. It's called I'm Pissed Off Mukbang. Yeah. So I decided to watch that. And this is that. This is that exact mukbang. Even though I don't think she eats in this at all. She's just talking shit. But to give context, she was being they were being evicted from their trailer because their trailer was having a lot of issues, and she was asking people for help if they had any help to give her and her husband, that they didn't have a place to go to. They didn't have money to pay for another mobile home or an RV. They were wanting an RV if they were going to move out of here, something mobile, and basically asking for help. And somebody in the comments section of her video said, I came into money and I have $2,000. I was going to donate to 2 different charities for just a good deed, because I've came into a lot of money and that's what I want to do with my money. And she was like, I could give you and your husband $1,000 for, just my good deed to help you guys out. You guys need it. You guys are struggling, whatever. And I'll give the other 1,000 to another charity that I want to give to. And then within, I think, a few hours after this person realized who they were donating to, they went through Tammy's other content and her community posts, because she can't help herself but to be very bigoted in her community tab. And then what she says here. So I'm going to play it so y'all can kind of get why the person was upset with how she discussed gay pride and the LGBTQ community as a whole, and her thoughts on it as a good Christian woman. And we'll discuss it after.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tennessee Tammy Mukbang channel. I'm going to have to discuss a certain situation. We all know what June is. June is Gay Pride Month. I don't celebrate Gay Pride Month. And I've had a douchebag come against me. And thank you, John, for taking that for me. I love you, sweetheart. Mwah. There's your big kiss on the lips, baby. I have gay friends. Let me find this sucker's camera. I have gay friends. They know how I feel. They respect my feelings, and I respect their feelings. They live their lifestyle. That's between them and God. I don't judge them. And they know that. And they know I love them with all my heart. And I'll tell you one thing, lady. Don't you tell me I don't know Jesus Christ as my Savior. Yes, ma'am, I do. Let me tell you something. My preacher don't sugarcoat nothing. He preaches hell is hot and heaven is sweeter. Your preacher sugarcoats it. Somebody in your family is gay. Okay? So you're coming against me. My personal beliefs is how I believe. My gay friends know that. And they respect me. And I respect them. I don't shove my beliefs down their throats. That's not how Jesus done it. I'm upset. I'm highly upset. I'm pissed off. Yes, I am. Even my baby knows I'm pissed off. Don't come at me acting like it's the end of the world because you don't send me money. I don't want your dirty money, woman. I don't want nothing you got. If you don't delete yourself from my channel, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you so fast that your head's going to spin around like you're possessed. Let me also tell you something, lady. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for homosexuality, okay? Read your Bible. Read your King James Version Bible. And then tell me what God did and didn't. It makes God sick to his stomach. It makes God want to vomit. That's how sick it makes God. And like I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, you're vocal today. Yes, ma'am. And like I said, I have gay friends. I love them with all my heart, and they love me because we're straightforward, and they know I don't sugarcoat nothing, and they know I'm outspoken, and they know how I feel, and they respect me. Instead of celebrating their day, I'm celebrating Veterans Day. Yeah, I know it was in May. Whoop-de-doo-dah. I can celebrate it 12 months out of the year, 365 days if I want to. Okay? You got that, lady? Now, the best thing you can do, please, is get off my channel. Don't ever come back on my channel. I'm going to give you an hour to get off my channel. If you're not off my channel in an hour, I'm blocking your butt. I do not hate gays. I do not hate homosexuality people. My friends that are gay would tell you that. God is love. God is not hate. And lady, you're the one that is showing hate. And good God Almighty, God supplies my needs. I don't want your dirty money, honey. So that's how I feel, okay, people? I'm getting off of here. I'm going to settle down. I'm under a lot of stress. My great uncle is in ICU. I don't need no bitch on here coming on here getting me all stressed up and getting me upset. Because I'm worried about my great uncle, and I sure God don't need her on here running her little mouth. She just needs to shut the heck up. Okay? And for all you people that like same-sex people, that's between you and God, okay? I don't hate yous. Like I said, I've got gay friends. I don't have no problem with them. We agree. You do what you do, I do what I do. It's between them and God, and it's between me and God. Okay? Because I'm not your judge, baby. I'm not your judge. God is your judge. But also God says that blaspheming, I'm sorry. And it makes him throw up in his mouth and he wants to vomit. That's Bible, okay? I can't change the word of God. It's Bible, okay, people? But I love yous. I love everybody. But when you do me wrong, don't ever come around me. Don't even talk to me. Don't even call me. Because when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. And lady, I am done with you. Good night, guys. Talk to you later.
This woman is fucking unhinged. Now, mind you, this is all over somebody in her comment section saying they were going to donate money to her, sending her a fucking check with the $1,000. Like, it was already in the mail. and then saying they were canceling the check and rescinding their offer to give them that $1,000 donation to help them out. That's all it was over. And it was because the woman saw that Tammy is a little disgusted by by same-sex people, same-sex couples, that she feels that in her Bible it says that it makes God vomit. It makes I want to know what version of the fucking Bible she's reading, because it's not any Bible that I've read. And the fact that she brings up about Sodom and Gomorrah, and I couldn't help myself but helping to educate her on what Sodom and Gomorrah actually said in the Bible in both iterations. I don't know about her iteration. Maybe it's different in her Bible, because honestly, I've never read anywhere where God has been sickened and wanted to be vomiting over the fact that there are same-sex couples up there. But the fact that this is a person that mukbangs on live stream and for her video content and is talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, it's like Sodom and Gomorrah was encompassing more than just going at homosexuality. It was all sin. All sin. You are practicing a sin filming these mukbangs that is on the same level as the blaspheming over homosexuality, and you are doing it on a daily basis. Why you can't show the same level of love and respect toward same-sex couples is beyond me. It's beyond me, because a lot of people can't take that the sexual act out of the picture. They have to base everything on a sexual act, and it's like, what they do behind closed doors, as long as it's consenting adults, who the fuck cares? If it's two consenting adults and they're not hurting each other and it's consenting, who fucking cares? I don't care. There is no love. What is the saying? There's no love like a Christian woman's hate, or something like that. Something to that effect. There's no hate like a Christian woman's love. Something to that effect. That's readily available here. She has been shitting on this person in this video. She made a 6-minute long video shitting on this person for rescinding a donation, because it's Pride Month and maybe they do have somebody that's gay in their family. Maybe they wanted to show support and just be a good person, and not really realizing that Tammy is not about that life. Even though she brought up the whole, I have gay friends. You can have gay friends and still be homophobic, Tammy. It's 100% possible. She also made a few more videos today. Apparently somebody called her lesbian. I'm not sure, but she didn't spell it right. I'm really hoping that it was intentional, that she misspelled it. And then we also have the Why Do I Do YouTube. I think that was more so coming after me and people in my community post discussing things with her. Trying to give her a little bit of education. Didn't work, obviously. Let's go back. And the last of our list to talk about tonight is Autism Mom Life. They had a court proceeding, Joni and her ex-husband, on I think it was a D. She put a restraining order on him, essentially, for claiming domestic violence against their children, which he never did. She removed that order at their court date, and now he's pushing to go back to court on fixing their custody issue, to kind of work out something a little more fit for she actually has 2 children that are autistic. Her oldest son is a higher level autistic. And hello as it is. Welcome. But Joni has 2 autistic children that are confirmed autistic. I don't think any of the others have came out as autistic. Her 2 oldest sons are autistic. Her oldest son being nonverbal, and her next son being a little bit more capable. I feel bad saying that capable, but they're both capable. But he's able to at least audibly tell you what's wrong with him, or the other one cannot. But we have a little bit of an update. The dad made a video. I think this was before the big panel live stream that they did with a TikTok creator. That was a mess of a live stream. I was going to attempt to record it, but there was so much going on. It was so unorganized, and I feel like it did too much pandering to Joni being present during the live stream that it kind of lost its way on becoming informative in any way. So I didn't record that. And this TikToker has went on to consistently do live stream panels discussing Joni and the autism mom life and children. And I think they've kind of lost their way on the exploitation of these children, because they're providing clips and commentary while showing the children. And while that's not, like, I guess, totally out of line, if you're trying to keep the message that you don't want to exploit children online, you shouldn't be showing the children online. And I try to keep to that. That's why I do not show on Autism Mom Life any of her content, because I don't know when the children are going to pop up or not. But the dad is a different story, because a lot of his things are filmed by his, I think it's his fiance, his girlfriend. I know he hasn't married her yet. But the woman he's living with now, she films his content, and it's usually when the children are not there. Please be mindful that I did not film this, and I tried my best to keep everything in frame, but his girlfriend is not the best with keeping a steady hand, so the frame kind of goes in and out of having him centered, and it is almost like, I don't know, a drunken mess effect. Like, I feel drunk watching it sometimes, but I'm just going to give that preface, and we're going to watch that and kind of hear what he has to say, and then I'm going to give some more insight on things that were discussed during the live stream that were a little concerning.
Hey guys, Autism Dad here. So let me give you a heads up on today, because I know I've been silent, y'all haven't heard anything, and she's been making like 1,000 other videos. So basically today was a waste of my time, and I'm pretty furious. They dismissed all charges. If you watch the video she posted right after, it's because the children really needed their father after discussing. No, what it was some bullcrap, because when we went to court, it sort of hindered my chance of getting an emergency custody order to get the kids off TikTok. So this ain't over. What presses my buttons even more is, y'all remember Johnny's crazy mom? The one that went online, made this long speech about how I was the devil and everything else? I want y'all to listen to this. This is hilarious. I was still in court when this got sent to me. As soon as I learn how to hit play.
Surely, Johnny just called and gave us some good news. I'm so glad these babies have come get to see you. And Cole didn't want to wait till Mama got home to talk to you. He wants to talk to you now, so I'm going to give the phone to him, and you call him back if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
You can't make this bullcrap up. That lady, for the
Y'all, I'm not meant for technology today. I was about to say something and I noticed that my mic was muted. I don't know if y'all remember from the last update that I did, no, the update I did before, when we kind of showcased Joni's mom talking about the abuse and such from Autism Dad Life here. Against both Joni and the children, and how she didn't think he was suitable to be around. She felt that he was abusing the oldest son, that was a little less tolerable of women. The most nonverbal of the boys, and she feels like he uses physical restraint and is more physical with the boys to kind of put them in their place, as opposed to how their mom handles things, putting them online. And her response there in that voicemail was just it just brought me back to a place where I see it a lot, is where parents and their parents take sides with their children, of course, play this stupid cat and mouse game to try to one up one another, to try to make each other look bad during divorce proceedings, during custody proceedings. And for the mom, after just shitting on Jerry weeks prior in her own video testament, to be on there saying, the boys are looking forward to seeing you. I'm so happy that you're getting to see them again. Bitch, where? Where were you happy to see that they were going to be reunited? When you were so happy that they were removed before, that you were talking shit on how abusive and manipulative this man is, to willingly want them to go back into that if that was the actual issue. There's so much going on here that isn't being said, and that both parties are kind of alluding to shit happening but not really speaking on it, because they know that if it's brought to light, it'll make both parties look bad. And I'm just not here for it. I'm not here for families, especially with families dealing with mentally handicapped children, be exploiting them like this. It makes them look bad, and it's also bringing to light situations that, honestly, I'm that's the only caveat. They're bringing light to these situations that shouldn't be happening within the home to hopefully get them some help that's needed, but a lot of the times it just goes under the rug, and these people continue to exploit their children until something catastrophic happens. We've seen, I don't know how many over the last year alone, of autistic older children, like in their older teens, early adulthood, lashing out and being either abusive or just overly physical with minors. And it's no fault to them, because they don't understand what they're doing is wrong. But there should be more protections in place. And I feel like a lot of these families choose to turn a blind eye because they're just exhausted with having to deal with it. And I understand it's not for everybody, but you really should be putting your children first. You decided to bring them into this world, should have that responsibility for taking care of them and making sure that they are not going to hurt anybody else, and that they're not going to do anything to anybody else that could traumatize them for life. I know I was looking through Twitter today, and I saw a case that, or was it yesterday? I think if my husband's still watching, he might chime in on this one. But I talked about him, I showed him the video, and it was a 3-year-old on a playground, and a 19-year-old autistic man tried to make out with him, like physically grabbed him and was putting his tongue in the kid's mouth. And the parents in the law took the side of the autistic man's family, saying that he doesn't know what he's doing. There should be a little bit of leeway for it. And I was like, he put his hands on a 3-year-old, traumatized the 3-year-old, essentially assaulted sexually, even though that's loosely. I mean, I wouldn't want the kid to be labeled a sexual predator, but like, he assaulted that child. Whether it was intentional or not, it happened. That kid still has to live with that trauma. That baby still has to live with that. And the parents, on top of it, had to watch that happen and try to intervene and be told by the law enforcement, like, have some empathy. He's handicapped. It's like, Male Loghouse, Cyrex, Chris Chan, Daniel Larson. Daniel Larson's the only one I'm not familiar with. Cyrex I've seen. Chris Chan I've seen. It does give autism a bad stigma because these people aren't looking out for these children and young adults. Like, these kids are going to grow up, and if you're not setting boundaries when they're younger, it's going to be even harder to do that as an adult. Can you imagine, if you've seen any of Autism Mom Life stuff, Joni's stuff on her TikTok, especially here lately, because she seems to be reposting a lot of very shocking videos of her oldest son just straight up beating the shit out of her over a trigger, and a trigger that she's well aware of. And like, what is she going to do when he's older? What is she going to do when he's like 18, 19 years old and like 300 pounds and 6 foot something? Like, I don't understand her thought process there. And most of the time being alone with a bunch of other children, I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Last several months have been saying that I'm the devil, that I've done everything, that I'm a horrible father, that I've done everything. That is the kind of bipolarism that stays in that family. Like mother, like daughter. So I'm hoping all y'all that are online watching these videos and everything can see through this bullcrap. Now, I am sort of happy right now because, yeah, I get to see my kids again and talk to my kids, especially since Colt's birthday is in 2 days. Even the cats are happy to hear him, if you can see him. I was trying to get him this weekend for Father's Day, but apparently she's going to Florida and taking the kids, so I'm going to have to wait till next week to spend all my time with them. But this absolutely infuriates me that they're trying to play it off as if this is perfectly fine.
Brioche, how do you mean? Is he being honest? I'm not familiar with them. This is Autism Dad Life, also known as Jerry. This is Joni's ex-husband, the father of her 2 oldest sons. I think also the daughter as well, but the father to a majority of her children. I don't know how honest he's being about. I will clarify some other things after we're finished with what he has to say here, because there's things that came out during the live stream that he did with a TikTok content creator that had him on panel and had his girlfriend, I don't know if it's his girlfriend or his fiance, on panel, and Joni was watching in the chat. A majority, I thought she only had 2. No, she actually has 6 children. So there's other children in that house besides her 2 autistic sons. She also has I think just 1 daughter, and then the rest are boys. If I'm correct, I'm not sure 100%. I know of the daughter just because that's his child, and we see her all the time on live stream. Yeah. And some very shocking things came out during that live stream that I don't think that they should have said. But in the same breath, it gives more context on what's going on in their home, and both homes, honestly, and how they need to have a more efficient and a better setup on dealing with their autistic children, because this isn't it. It's not safe right now for anybody. And I can see why they have CPS called on them almost daily. Like it some kind of attention needs to be drawn toward it, and this is, yeah, they 100% need to have a professional's help. But that's the thing, like Joni just now got him reassociated with an ABA therapy to help. And they're on some kind of waiting list. Apparently in their area it's really hard to get help if they're under a certain age, and her oldest son just turned 12, I believe. So he's within their age range now to get assistance without it taking super long, I guess. But I get conflicting stories, because I get stories where Joni has said that she removed him from ABA and did it herself in her home because she thought it was better for the situation that they were in and the distance they would have to drive. And then I've also heard from the father's side that he took them out of ABA therapy because of the distance, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't, they could do it better. So essentially both parents are failing that point. And while I feel for the dad with not wanting his children exploited online every day in a live stream multiple times a day on TikTok videos, constantly in a reel of all of the abusive shit that the oldest son is doing to the mother, and then showing the children in states of undress and just the chaos of the home, I understand that aspect, but then also a lot of the things that I heard, I was like, y'all need help. Y'all need more than what you're doing.
I hadn't even made it out of court because I had to go file for motions to return my stuff and all this other stuff. And I'm getting text messages saying, kids really miss you, kids want to talk to you. Oh, I talk.
It really sucks when both of your parents are unreliable. If only you could spay and neuter and release. Yeah, right? Honestly, I was in shock seeing how many children Joni had. I went to her Facebook page because they had it on the Snark subreddit, and she's shared it before as well, so it's not anything that was kept private. And I had looked through there to just kind of get more of a history on them to see kind of where they were coming from. And I know she's a very Southern Baptist, church going, tries to be a good wife, yada yada. But it's all about procreation. Like, it's all about how many children can pop out. And she wanted to be a mom. That was, like, I guess her greatest wish was to be a mother, and now she just is popping them out left and right. I'm pretty sure she would continue to have children if it weren't for the fact that, like, they're having so much time invested in the care of her two oldest sons, which is good. Like, she doesn't need to be popping out any more babies. Got her hands full. Let's focus on the ones that need help first. Yeah, you can be a mom without a football team of kids you can barely handle, exactly. And I know a lot of people give her shit for the state of her house a lot of the times. She kind of just lets the kids do whatever the fuck they want. And they have, like, some kind... By the father's admission, I don't know by the mother's admission, but from what the father says that the kids say about their living situation at Joni's is that anytime the older son or the next younger son get into it or start having an episode, the younger children lock themselves in their room. How fucking traumatic is that? That is so crazy to me. Like, that's their failsafe. If something happens, lock yourself in the room. Like, he's not gonna fucking bust through that door. If he's angry enough, he's almost he's almost as tall as his father, and he's almost 200 pounds. You think it's gonna take much effort if he's fucking enraged to bust through that door? No, it's not. And these young children are terrified. I couldn't imagine growing up like that, being terrified in your own home of your own sibling. Like, oh no, my brother's having another meltdown over not being able to have fast food and he's punching my mom. Like, having to witness that every day, that's so traumatic. You wouldn't want to see your children growing up watching your husband do that to you. Why would it be okay for your children to watch your older son doing that to you? You know what I mean?
Talked it over with DSS and told them the reason that the kids hadn't been able to talk to you is because you've been working so hard. I'm not going to tell the kids that. I'm going to tell the kids the truth. I'm going to tell the kids the truth that their mom decided that she was going to cut me out of the picture for a year. They wanted me to not have contact with my children for a year because she's making money off of you people that support her. If y'all are still supporting her, taking the kids away from a father that loves them and stands up for them, y'all are mental. And all this has done is rattle the tiger's cage. Because this ain't over. I love my kids, and y'all seen that I've been standing up for them and fighting them. All this done is just giving me even more fight. I've got the kids back where I can talk to them, and I'm going to make sure they're safe. I'm going to make sure Miss Shirley, y'all know the truth about that. These people sit there, I'm not going to name names and stuff, they want to come on here and be the nicest, sweetest people possible. But y'all seen the videos of them throwing me under the bus, telling what a bad person I am and everything else. Nah, this ain't going to go down. I'm going to tell my kids the truth. I'm going to show them all the documentation. Because once everything's on the internet, it stays on the internet. The original issue that Mom put on the ex parte was that she was scared of what the kids at school were going to say about their daddy saying something about their mama. I want to say, all y'all people that have made the memes and stuff, I love y'all. Y'all see through the stuff, and y'all are calling it for what it is. So, I'm going to keep y'all apprised of what's going on. But all this has done is just make me want to fight even more for my kids. Now, going on and posting this, I'm probably going to draw more attention. And they're
She doesn't care about the classmates seeing the content itself. She doesn't. I mean, she was... Now listen, Joni is a fucking dumpster fire when it comes to social media. The amount of things that she shares that she shouldn't, you could write a book on. But, like, just, I think it was like last month or the month before, she had shared too much information about a camping trip, or not camping, a summer camp that her church was holding for the summer for children that were getting out of school. Much like my daughter does out here, but not through the church. Ours is through other places. But it's a summer camp that a bunch of children were supposed to go to, and I think her younger children were supposed to go to this as well. Joni decided it would be a good idea to advertise this on her TikTok that is seen by multiple people that wish ill will on her children, especially her son. Not gonna lie, I thought he was in a prison jumpsuit. Yeah, I mean, big men in polos. What are you gonna do? Exactly. No sense of online safety. And Joni, I don't know if it's naivety. I think she's very naive when it comes to being online. She's from a small town. Well, I guess not a small town, but she's from like small town living, and she's not used to all of this. And like being bombarded with it, I understand. But like when being warned about the dangers of it and still choosing money over your children's safety is disgusting. Um, you shouldn't have had that many kids if you can't fucking take care of them. In the sense, like, you were a paramedic. Your husband, what does your new husband do for work? You guys can't take care of a household without this income coming from TikTok. I just don't understand that aspect of how they live, but that's for them. But she had shared so much about this church thing being held that she was putting other children in harm's way by these people having access to know where the camp was, like where the summer camp was, what all was going to be happening. And the church straight up removed all of their information from their Facebook page. We're no longer holding the event. Like, they shut down everything and apparently told her that she couldn't go back to church there because of this. There was an ongoing issue. She was live streaming church services too. And it's like, bam, this is supposed to be private. This isn't like a telegospel. Like, this isn't a church that advertises and live streams their church services. This was supposed to be private. And there was no consent given to be able to do this, and she's filming church services. But she got so shitty with it and so petty that she was like, well, I'm not going to play piano for them anymore. And it's like, I don't think they fucking care. I think they put the concern over their members, their clergy, over whether or not somebody's playing piano for them. But what got me the most about what Jerry said, and I see it a lot in, divorce and custody battles, where parents are trying to like one up each other, where he was going to tell the children why he was unable to see them for so long. And it's like, I don't think that that's really appropriate. You shouldn't be bringing your children into the fucking mess that is your relationship you had with this person. That toxic shit is for you two to work out. It should not be for your children. You should not be playing your children against parents. They love both of you, honestly. You shouldn't be putting them against like who to hate and who to, stick up for. That's not for them. And a lot of adults do this. A lot of men and women that have no longer been able to stay together in a marriage have done this, where they try pitting the children against parents in favor of one or another. And that's what gave me the kind of ick from the father. Another thing that gave me ick from the father was the live stream panel. They were talking about where the older son goes in and tries sleeping with the younger daughter. Apparently, I think she has her own room. I'm pretty sure she has her own room. But he tries going in and sleeping with her and being close with her like he is with Joni. Now, Joni has shown a lot of moments in live streams and through recorded TikTok content of her older son being a little bit too close with her and kind of invading her personal space. And she just allows it. Like, he touches inappropriate facial touching, neck touching. It's not something you should have your child be doing. Like, they should not be kissing your neck and, prolonged kissing you and like laying on you. And I don't know. It weirds me out seeing it, because it could be taken to that place very quickly and she's not shutting it down for boundaries. Yeah. I don't understand how either of them have custody, because it happens in both households apparently. There has been times where the older son has gotten physical with some of the younger children. On top of that, pets have been brought into it. The biggest issue after this whole divorce proceeding and the whole live stream panel that they were on, she came across a husky, like a purebred husky dog, and brought it into their home. It was a lost dog. It was on a live stream, I believe, and people were like, are you going to take it to go see who it belongs to? It's got to be somebody's dog. It looks healthy. It's not dirty. It's a purebred husky on top of it. It's somebody's dog. And Joni kind of said, well, nothing's open right now that can scan it for a microchip, so we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the fucking dog. That dog is not yours. And the fact that she's like doing nothing to find the owners is a little unsettling. The fact that she's bringing a dog that's never been around her children before, around autistic children on top of that, on top of nonverbal, more often than not violent autistic children that have had a bad history with pets to date. I don't see that being a good fit. And I feel bad for the situation she's putting this animal in, and I feel bad that she's putting her children in this situation, because all it would take is her oldest son being too aggressive with this unfamiliar dog, and that dog attacking him, that dog attacking somebody else, and just the presence of that child doing something bad to, like, so many bad things could happen. And she also has a dog that apparently is not fixed in the home. The 3-legged dog is apparently pregnant. So she has a 3-legged pregnant dog in the house with a, who knows if it's fixed or not, husky in the home. And I don't know. It's just disaster. It's going to be fucking chaos. And I think that she should have just taken the dog to a rescue or the Humane Society and been like, I can't find the owners. Can you find the owners? If not, they would have been able to find the dog a home. She does not need to take on another fucking animal. That's how I feel on that issue. Joni is a fucking train wreck, I swear. And the more that I see her doing, and it's just like, ma'am, you need to log off the internet. Get off the internet. The owners are probably distraught. Like, that was a healthy look. Like, everything I've seen of that dog, it's a healthy, it's not too skinny. It hasn't been out that long. It couldn't have been. And it's summer in North Carolina. Isn't it fucking hot in North Carolina? I don't know. Let's look it up quick. North Carolina. Like 88 degrees, so it's gonna be fucking hot out there for a husky. I don't know. The dog wasn't out there long. It was not in bad shape. And she showed it, and it seems like a pretty relaxed dog, but still, it would only take her older son having a fucking meltdown, and that dog would lose its shit. It's probably never been in a household with somebody that is throwing tantrums and meltdowns and, like, beating the shit out of their mother. Like, it's probably never been in a household like that, so it'd be a lot for anybody, let alone a fucking dog that's not familiar with the environment. And Lord help me if we find out that she's, like, putting that dog out at night on a fucking lead and just leaving it outside to fend for itself, chained up for the night. I don't think she would live that one down. I don't think she's gonna live down the fact that she let her fucking 3-legged dog get pregnant, but she's got stands out there.
Probably going to come after me even harder. But you know what? I love my kids. I don't want to see Emma running around naked on camera like y'all have seen. I don't want to see Cash hitting, pulling, doing whatever. Because he doesn't act that way. He doesn't act that way. And what was the video I saw the other night? Off screen, Emma screaming, "Mama, why'd you bop me in the head?" And then gaslighting her was like, "Oh, you just missed your..." I'm here to protect my kids. My hand has been forced. Like I said, you've rattled the cage. Now you're going to get what you're going to get. I'm here to protect my kids, and I'm not playing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to let my kids know the truth. And you know what? I've only got a few more years with my kids before they make the decision where, hey, I want to stay with mommy, I want to do it with daddy or whatever. I'm trying to build that relationship with them. I'm trying to have my fiance build that relationship with them because we want to have a loving family. I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for my son to be abused online. I didn't ask for people to threaten my son's life online. I didn't ask for a cult to sit there and beg to see his father online with nothing to do. So this is how it's going to go down. I appreciate everybody telling me, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. The legal system is a piece of crap. Dads don't get a chance. So I appreciate y'all saying, hey, you need to do this, do this. I've got to fight this the only way I've got. And I'm doing it, but y'all best believe I'm fighting. Don't think I'm not. And I'm going to stick with the same thing I told y'all. This crap ain't cheap. But I don't want your money. I'm not asking for...
Y'all, how many times do we have to hear these people say, this stuff ain't cheap, but I don't want y'all money? That's why you said that. That's why you gave that fucking sympathy pool by saying, but it's expensive, I'm fighting for them, but I don't want your money. I can do it myself. Bullshit. Wouldn't have said that like that then. He sounds too much like my dad. He would say stuff like this and be passive as fuck about doing anything. Exactly. I think he's a lot of hot air when it comes to things that should be done with the children. And also, I want to fucking mention that the whole reason she dropped these charges against him to where he could take the children and see them again was because she had a vacation fucking plan. That is fucking wicked. The fact that she was able to press these charges on him and then quickly remove them for her benefit because she needed to go out of state for this vacation that she had planned is just shitty. Are we just using him even though we know that he's a shitty fucking father? In her eyes, he's a shitty father. What is going on here? You know what I mean? And the grandmother was so happy for him to have access to the children again after all the shit talking she did on it. It's so bipolar. And I just am so sad for those kids being in this situation. Chantal vibes. Yeah. I mean, I assume this is what Chantal would have been like had she had children. God, that's frightening to think about. That's gonna get this whole petty back and forth stupid shit to one up each other, but both parties are doing bare minimum when it comes to the actual care of their children. Money, honey. All they want is money. Can I make money? And
for your money, I'm not doing anything. She can go get paid, do what she ever. She can go hire Johnny Cochran if she wants with all the money she's making. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it the honest way. And God's going to take care of it. Because the Lord has been blessing me and my family. And you know what? All I ask is that y'all please keep me and my children in prayer. And if y'all see something, say something. Because if y'all call CPS or do whatever, I get blamed for it. She thinks, in a text message that I've seen, every time CPS gets called, I'm the one doing it. So y'all keep on doing it. I'll keep on taking the hit. No matter what, I'll keep taking the hit. But if y'all see something, y'all think my children are in danger, I appreciate it greatly if y'all protect my children. Because I can't watch the stuff 24/7. But knowing that y'all are willing to help protect my children, I love y'all. So with that, I'm going to say just bear with me. And just keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And again, for those people that are still supporting all that mess, y'all support pedophiles. Y'all support people that have mental illnesses. It's all right, you know, to be autism aware. But that isn't. This is narcissism. That's, look at me. There is so much I want to tell y'all. So much evidence I want to show y'all.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, especially with one member of the family putting like all of your dirty laundry on the internet, and then he's trying to do damage control because he doesn't want his ego. He doesn't want his fucking name dragged through the mud, but in doing so, the only way you can do that is by dragging the other person through the mud, and like this whole back and forth. It's so petty, and it's like, this is only hurting your fucking children. Use this energy that you guys have in creating this fucking content, this back and forth with one another, trying to fucking, you know, show who's right, who's wrong, who's the bad person. Use this energy to fucking advocate, like, legitimately advocate for your children. This isn't it. This is just showing the internet your ass. And it's not pretty.
That may come out down the line. I can handle being the bad guy. That's the way I've been portrayed.
Exactly, Brioche. It's more like something you'd see on Teen Mom. Take it to court or go to child social workers and advocate. And what's really, really shitty is like so many people have called on Joni, like the CPS at this point, that CPS is just taking it as a joke. Like, they're not actually looking into anything because every time they let it slide, even though people are like calling in and giving context and showing, I'm sure, live streams where things have taken place, nothing is being done. And that's sad. Where the government and, you know, all the services that have been put in place to protect children and protect families is being a letdown in this situation. And I understand, like, they're not miracle workers, they can't do everything. Every situation isn't a reason to, you know, put the hammer down on families. But I feel like this is a big enough issue to where somebody needs to step in and intervene, because this kid is getting bigger. He is very much able to overpower his mom if he really wanted to. And is it ever going to come to that point? Is there ever going to be a point where she cannot talk him down from his meltdown? And the fact that she knows his triggers at this point and is aware of them, very cognizant of the fact that he has triggers over food, and she still chooses not to set up any kind of schedule to help him with that and to keep him entertained to where he's not thinking about food all the time, especially takeout food. It's always takeout food that has the meltdowns over. Being denied going out to eat, which that's just sad in itself.
I'll take it, I'll own it. But I'm the protector of my kids. I'm the protector of Cash. That goober is the love of my life. His chubby little face with that big old smile breaks my heart every single time I see it. One of the worst things I've had to endure since April. Since April 8th, I have not had contact with my children. Watching Colt online beg his mother to talk to me. And then for her to have the audacity, oh, it's the government that won't let you talk to your daddy. Lies. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call her out on her stuff. I'm going to let the children be aware. I don't talk bad about their mother or whatever, but I do hold her feet to the fire.
That was all from him. That was his, I guess, response to the whole dismissing of charges against him. This was before the live stream panel that he was on. I don't know. I just get a bad vibe all around from everybody that is actively participating in exploitation of these handicapped children. And even some of the TikTokers that are covering the situation are covering them, but still using imagery of the children to push their point of view, their commentary. And even then, I'm like, that's a line that I would still choose not to cross. I'm not exposing somebody's child online when they're already having people have access to them in a way that they shouldn't. Like there's already like death threats, there's people wanting to do real harm to these children, and you're just continuing share them in a way that they should not be online. Sad. It's a sad situation overall, but like witnessing it firsthand, it's not nice. Very nice. What else has happened? Go to what else happened with gonna my audio for a minute for the background music because I don't want the music playing through on this page. My adult kids cut me off and I have no idea why. Incoming. Exactly. I can only imagine from their daughter. Like their daughter is so over the shit with the boys because they get all the attention, and when she wants attention from her parents, she doesn't get near as much as the other kids do because they're the kids that need the extra help, the extra care, and she's left, you know, fending for herself. It's bullshit. Like if you can't give them equal time with you, I don't know. So the only thing with Willow that I have to update on is a lot of people were giving her shit for being in financial straits and asking for money just prior to the beginning of May. She was asking for money to cover her bills, and she has gotten 2 Loungefly bags. And for those that are not familiar with Loungefly, let me see if I can really for cost reference here. Lounge off Not purchase. But Miss, I went ahead and did it. But Willow has decided to purchase with the aid of a coupon that apparently Loungefly had given them, or TikTok Shop, one of the two, for these bags, these little mini backpacks, which we know Amberlynn is a fan of. But apparently Willow was gifted coupons that made the deals very good, which I don't know how good the deal could be, because as you see here, they're like $80 to $90 for full price. So even a good coupon code, I would say like even 60% off, it's still like $30 for a backpack that, where the fuck are you wearing this? For one, it's not gonna fit her. She's not gonna be able. God damn it! I keep on doing it to myself. I keep misgendering Willow. It's my brain, my broken brain. They are buying this knowing it's not gonna fit them. It's the straps. I don't believe are gonna be long enough to go around to wear, and the fact that they spend a good majority of their time in a, like, on a couch or in a mobility scooter, how are you fucking gonna wear this? It just seems like an unneeded purchase when your money was tight, and you continue to say your money is tight on, I would say, like a monthly basis. Yeah, you're gonna hang it on the scooter? At that point, just get a fucking a sack. These bags are like, I wouldn't say they're not wearable, but like long-term wear is not recommended for them. They're not something that you can wear as a regular bag and they're gonna hold up. At least not in my knowledge. I've had quite a few Loungefly bags from Hot Topic, I believe. I bought them. I had like the Exorcist one, and I forget what my other one was, but they did not hold up well. Like after a year they were already starting to fray on the straps, and at that point I was like, I can't wear it anymore because I don't want to ruin it. So it's just a novelty item, but like, you already are hoarding shit. You're already hoarding shit to ungodly levels in that home that you're having to navigate on your mobility scooter. Why are we adding bags to it that we're more than likely never gonna fucking wear? I just don't understand it. Especially spending like $30 to $40 on them, because I'm assuming that the coupon code isn't that great, or they would be fucking going out of stock by giving it to all of these creators that are doing TikTok Shop by giving them these coupons. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Weird. But anyhow, I think that's gonna end it for tonight, y'all. Amberlynn's out here bothered by Ozempic not making her hungry enough to want to eat regularly, so we're having to force feed ourselves multiple times a day. Yeah, thank you for coming, Brioche. I will be making a video at some point this week discussing more in depth about Bipolar Bradley, to kind of give context to his background, because I feel like it. I know, let's get that 1,000 sub goal. Honestly, that's like my year goal. Like for this year, please, 1,000. But Bradley, I feel like I painted in an unfair light the first live stream I did of him, and people didn't get why I was so harsh on him. It wasn't just the fact that he was living out of his car, it was kind of the history behind of why he's living in his car. And I feel like I should give people context on him so that for later live streams, if I share anything on him, they're not just hearing me bash on him for living in his car, because it's not that's not the vibe that I want to give. I understand some people just get into situations and circumstances where that's their only option, and that's not his only option. But I'm going to do a more in-depth video on him, and then I think next Monday's live stream will be a little bit longer, hopefully, if I'm not so congested and I can figure out why my camera's being a shitball right now. Yeah, and Amber, I wanted to do like a video on Amber, but honestly I didn't want to rewatch the video. I watched it through somebody on Twitter had posted her video and review, and I was like, she's not honestly trying to put out the fact that once again we're eating ourselves out of any kind of weight loss with Ozempic. That is an appetite suppressant. It is meant to make you feel full so that you don't overeat. And she's like, I gotta get my protein in. I gotta get my steak in. I gotta eat meat. And it's like, I mean, really, you don't have to. You don't really have that much muscle that you're going to be losing. So just take the loss as a loss at this point and just, I don't know, exercise. I think she's literally eating herself from boredom. Like, she is wanting to eat because she is so bored in that fucking apartment. And, like, I get it. I'm one of those people that eat out of boredom. If I don't have something to do, I'm going to want to mindlessly eat. That's why I'm fat. Why I'm rotund. But, like, I have the wherewithal to understand that that's what's happening. And she's just like, oh, I'm not getting enough protein. I need to eat my 64 grams of protein every day, or whatever the fuck it is. I need to hit my protein goal for the day. Or just, not eat. It's fine. Just make up for it when you are hungry and you feel hungry. Have an actual meal. Like, it'll be cool. It's not like she's a diabetic or anything and has to eat multiple times a day to regulate her blood sugar or anything. So I don't get the big chutzpah over her being so fucking triggered by the fact that she's not getting enough food in a day. She needs more hobbies and friends. I used to be bad about that. I have to practice actual. Exactly. A lot of the times I am all or nothing. Like, there's some days where I will only eat one meal a day, and there's other days where I'll be just bored because I don't have anything planned for my day, and I will just so fucking hungry that I want to eat everything. Like, I want to eat me out of house and home. But, understanding that, you shouldn't do that and giving yourself something else to do. That's where I've been drawing a lot more here lately. If you guys checked out the community tab post, actually, I'll pull it up now. Funny. My last painting I did of Chantal after her revelation that she is in fact a feed. She's an eater. I'm an eater, y'all. I eat for money online. I thought it was beautiful. But that's going to be the end of tonight's stream. We'll leave you with that Nightmare Fuel. And I will see you guys next Monday at 7 on the dot. Oh, thanks, guys. Bye.